We're live, Sean.
All right. It is Saturday morning. You know what that means. The Comics Pals are all here. Tyler's here.
I was muted, but I got it quickly, and I probably could have avoided telling you that, and you wouldn't have known. But sausage.
That's true, especially since most people don't see this. They hear it.
That's
Marco,
even more true.
Kale.
What's up, hot dog? Always little peepee holler in there?
Wow. Is that your thing? Are you just going to do
It might be.
variations on
Yeah, it might be. What's up, hot dog?
And your host with the most,
No,
or
you
the
said Tyler.
least.
Sean, say that with confidence. Come on.
I'm here. So, yeah, let's see. We've got a big show today. Say hello as you join us live. We're going to be talking about Marvel's secret movie that's not so secret anymore. We're going to be talking about Morbius. But there's a wrinkle that I'm excited about. This is the shit that I love. So I can't wait to dive into that.
Wrinkly Morbius. My favorite.
The not so fun crimes of Ezra Miller that are now getting really serious and going past the point of just strange, rambunctious, chaotic behavior. And in our main topic, we're going to be talking about something that I think most of us, except one person who's here right now, did not expect to be talking about this year. And that is Joker 2.
Oh.
This was a prediction, right?
It was.
Did you
And
check?
I know who got a point on that because I did
me.
check.
I think it was me, dude. I think it was
I
fucking
think it
me.
might be me. We'll find
Right.
it. We'll get there.
Let's
We'll
see.
get there.
Hello, Trapzord. Hello, Sil Stevenson. Hello, Harris. What is up? So before we get into all that, I do want to let you guys know how you can support the show all over the internet. We always have our links in the description, but of course, we are on patreon.com/thecomicspals, where for as little as $3 a month, you too can become a pal. And actually, we do have an announcement Patreon related to make. We are making the newsletters right at the $3 tier. So if $3 is what you're comfortable with, you'll get the newsletter out of that. This week, Tyler's went up, and you can check out Tyler showing off his sweet comics collection. His bookshelf.
I will warn you. I've had people reach out to me and complain about how disorganized my bookshelves are. I warned you in the newsletter. I told you there's no method to the madness. There's one shelf in my entire collection that's all Grant Morrison, and that's as far as the organization goes because it's not alphabetized. I know where things are. Okay.
Yeah. How do
use
you organize? Like otherwise?
How do I
You
organize?
you just slap it on and like whatever.
It's called. I had to move out of my apartment in less than a month and needed to get rid of those boxes, so they just went wherever they fit at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe eventually. Matt actually offered to come to my apartment and organize it for me. So I was like, man, if your neurotices go that far, I will take advantage.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Matt seems like the person you want to organize your stuff because there's no chance his brain will let it be.
Yo, he's got a
done
whole
properly.
closet full of hentai.
Wow, the
Did I out him?
exposure.
No,
The
not a whole closet.
exposure.
At
I
least
feel
a
like
shelf
that's-
on a closet.
That's easy news, though. Like we knew that.
Yeah, the news we're talking about in this show is more earth-shattering.
Is it?
Yeah.
Harris says
Murphy?
hentai gang.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't doubt that. It's too early for this. It's too early for this.
Harris is out the gate talking about Morbius. Hey, what's up, Catherine Stars? So in addition to that, of course, if you want to catch this show live, the best way to do so is twitch.tv. The only way to do so is twitch.tv/thecomicspals every single Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern. Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern for Pals Pulls, we're going to be doing a power bomb this Thursday. If you don't know what that means, tune in at twitch.tv/thecomicspals.
I'm gonna have
at
to
6
warn my
p.m.
AA representative.
Is that the Fonz with a stuttering problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Wow, damn.
It's a bad joke.
Deep. Good
It's
reference.
not a great one.
That I
Bad
got.
joke. It's a bad joke.
That I got.
Is somebody gonna come to my apartment and do a power bomb on me?
That seems like something you would be very into sexually, and so no.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no!
I feel like it'd be really fun to do a power bomb on Marco. I have to say, like, because
It's most doable, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only one that all of us can do because none of us. Are
Marco voted most doable on the Comics Pals. There you go.
most power
Let's go.
bombable.
Oh, okay. All right.
Both are acceptable.
Probably both, to be honest.
You can hire
Yeah.
big women to do that. Not that I know. Sean, what else are we talking about on the show?
Huh?
Tyler, dude, I don't know what's with you today. And
I woke up early, guys. I woke up early. I'm
Did
already
you?
wide awake? Wide awake.
All right. Well, in any event, our Uncanny Avengers book club is out, voted by the patrons. You definitely want to head on over there and check that out. It's a great book. Not that long, 22 issues. So do make sure that you give that a listen. I think we had a really good conversation. Even if you haven't read the book, if you're curious about it, if you voted on it, give it a listen. Speaking of the patrons, though, I do want to shout out our $10 or more tier patrons. We've given them special names. If you want one too, if you want to join the Palsverse, head on over there. So thank you to Thunderstruck, Rebecca Alejandro, the Night Stalker, Harris Dajinski, Brian Demolisher Del Pozo, Julissa the Jaguar, and Random Rocio, the Courageous Conoladas, Kefis the Incorruptible, the Great Destroyer, Hyper Viper 89, Momentum, Mike Elliott, Starcross, Catherine Stars, and Indestructible Indy Aaron. You know what I love about this list? Most of the people on it have or are right now watching the show live. That's so cool.
How close are you to just being able to do that off the cuff at this point?
I think I might be able to if I tried. I think
You
so.
got the momentum down, I feel.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try next week.
all right.
Well, maybe not next week. I'll try eventually. Speaking
Try
of
right
next
now.
week,
Put
all
your
right.
money where your mouth is.
Well, money.
All right.
It's the Patreon money. It's going to all of us.
You know what? I'm not gonna do it again. I'll do it. I'll do it another time. Speaking of next week, next Saturday is Tyler and I's birthday show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my birthday is Thursday, June 16th. And Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong, but your birthday is the 19th, right? Or the 18th?
Juneteenth, baby. Yep.
Yeah, the 19th. So Saturday is our birthday show. Come with your party favors. All right.
Turn 30.
Someone bring the pinata. No, Tyler, you don't want a pinata?
No, I'm just turning 30, so I'm trying to pretend that if you guys want to celebrate my 29th birthday, that's fine.
Oh, you're turning 30. Okay, cool. How are you feeling about that?
That doesn't sound like great.
Sean, you know what's going on. If you read the newsletter on the Patreon, I give you a very, very straight hint of what's going on in my life.
Dude, Sultan of Swing was concerned.
What
He
in
was
the?
in the
comments.
the comments of the newsletter.
Oh, I haven't checked. I didn't see his comment. Okay, all right. I will.
You better message
Assuage
him.
his
Let him know
fears.
you're okay.
I wrote the newsletter. I'm fine. I get.
It's not coffee in that cup, though.
Sean, what else?
Right. So, if you guys want to, I don't know, give us gifts. Give us gifts.
Give us a power
Plant
bomb.
something. Do something.
Plant something?
Yeah.
Yeah, plant something in my honor, like a tree.
Not plant something.
Oh,
plant
what?
something.
I would be
The
cool.
world
with
is dying, Sean. Plant something. That's what
yeah,
you
one of
get.
those Venus flytraps. Those things are neato.
Buy me a star.
Oh, like one of those things you get like the your partner that you've been together with for only like maybe a year and a half, but you're like, oh, this would be a good, cute little gift. And when we met, and then it never works out in the end.
Because the plant dies along with the love.
Well, I was talking about a star. You can buy a star for somebody.
Sorry.
It's like buying Scottish land for someone. You could do that too, apparently.
Land?
Oh yeah, why? Yeah, did you don't know about that?
No.
You can buy a square foot of Scottish land, and they'll make you a lord.
Yep.
What? I'm
a thing.
fucking doing. I'm googling that. That's going on the second tab. Catherine and Harris.
All right, so Sean dropped out for a bit, so I guess we'll go
Sean.
right into
Marco,
the.
should
he's
we?
back, he's back. Okay.
Should we get together and buy Tyler and Sean a gift?
Hello?
Oh yes.
Buy me a drink,
No, you don't need any more
No,
drinks.
you're gonna be.
guys. I had one drink yesterday.
I read that newsletter too. You don't. You're. I'm just about to cut you off from England. I'm about to Brexit your alcohol.
Oh no.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
we're
sir.
good. You're good.
All right, very good. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick is that our 300th episode is actually coming up. I don't say the number of the episode anymore just because, but this is actually the 294th episode of the Comics Pals. So in 6 more, we'll be doing our 300th, and we're looking for ideas. We want your help. We want to know what you guys think we should do to celebrate such a momentous occasion. We were thinking that, you guys could send us messages, your thoughts on the show, and, if you've got anything you've been dying to say, our 300th episode will be a pretty decent time. But beyond that, just any ideas you have of stuff we could do, fun things, community things we can do, we're open. I think we said it's in July, right? It's like the last
The 20th. Our recording would be the 23rd.
the 23rd of July. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Few weeks.
we gotta do something.
I would even throw out there if you want to even like record a quick little audio thing,
Yeah.
or even like a video thing, and I will edit that heavily. But if you wanted to do that, that's something you can send our way. You have our comicspals@gmail.com. Could always send us stuff there. In
Yeah,
reason.
Tyler can edit you so you're like the old murder documentary
Like old timey telephone.
witness
Yeah.
protection.
Oh, yeah.
Interviewee.
Yeah. Mhm.
I used to listen to the Comics Pals, and I always thought they were nice boys.
So let's get into some listener comments.
Surely. Let me
Let's.
make sure we get to Director Bones, who's just Wildcat now. All right, so
Director Wildcat.
on episode 293, Dan Trudeau. First, I was the perpetual commenter. Now I'm Mr. Meaty. I'm concerned about what I'll be next week.
He finally subscribed. Did you guys see that?
Yes, I did.
I thought that was hilarious. I was wait a second.
Did you just forget?
Loyal commenter and just subscribes. So good.
It's funny. It's like my grandma follows me on Twitter, and she watched this, and I realized that I wasn't following her on Twitter. I had like the follow back. It's like your own grandma, and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't realize. I feel kind of bad.
No, you didn't, right?
No, it's too far gone. Yep, the social contract. I broke it already. I can't.
Good.
I can't go. Yeah. So Dan comments, does he have a nickname this week? We'll find out. It's difficult to express just how important Joe Quesada has been to Marvel. I remember the Marvel Knights line being the first Marvel books to get my attention in a long time. They'd been coasting on loyal X-Men readers before that point and creatively circling the drain. On one hand, the best thing WB could do is toss the DCEU and start fresh. On the other hand, they can't afford to lose those films they've already shot, plus the projects that have worked, Peacemaker, Wonder Woman, etc. We keep talking about how they need a Kevin Feige, but as Sean points out, he's one of one. The guy literally created his position from the ground up, ousting the people who were in his way. There's no way to recreate that at another studio. WB needs to stop looking for someone who doesn't exist and create a team based on their own goals and how their corporate culture works. In other words, they need to stop trying to recreate what works at Marvel and figure out what works for them. Shit. I mean, you're right, but like, they can't seem to figure that out.
I was thinking about this because I think Dan makes a really good point. Just like there is just the one of Kevin Feige. So then, what if the DCFU breaks out into like the pillars, right? Into the Trinity, where okay, somebody's handling the Superman stuff, somebody's handling the Batman stuff, somebody's handling the Wonder Woman stuff. They do their own shit, but they collaborate across. So they only have to handle like their whatever line of business, I guess. But then when it comes to actual crossovers, they have these larger meetings. But as long as there's the pillars structured first, from there you can kind of be flexible with how you want to direct the upcoming movies. Obviously this would be post whatever they've already shot coming out. But I think it'd be a cleaner way to at least manage expectations for audiences and also manage the potentials of the films.
What about the other characters who aren't in the Trinity?
I didn't say I had all the problems figured out.
But what you're proposing is essentially what they do for comic books in general. They have the editor,
yeah.
like the lead
Exactly.
editors and stuff. I
Just
mean,
get the lines.
they got to try something. I don't know if that'll work, but they got to do something. And I will say, Dan Trudeau is also one of one. I'm going to call him Mr. One of One. This
Mr. 101.
Let's go.
He's hanging out with Pitbull, Mr. 305, and Mr. One of One.
Canada's favorite son.
Dale.
I don't know. I think you can't be as loose as comics are sometimes with that shit, right? Like comics get continuity wrong all the time. Their wires get crossed and it's like, gosh, that panel was supposed to have Supergirl on it. But it has Wonder Girl. My bad, redraw. Things happen in comics because of how loosey-goosey they are, and every single person in those meetings actually cares about the characters. Like they're all creators. Whereas in a meeting for a movie like this, a lot of the people in that meeting are going to be people who don't give a damn about anybody but the green, the money. And that's what causes the biggest friction. So WB has a long road to figuring out their problem. And I think that the news from today about Joker, which we'll talk about in our main topic, whether or not you like Joker, no matter how you feel about it, it doesn't show that they know what they're doing. Because greenlighting Joker 2 is not the announcement to give me confidence in the future of DC, even though I like the movie. But we'll talk a lot more about that later. Sorry.
Sean, do you want to read this next one?
Sure. I don't know why you want me to. This one comes from Rebecca, and she said, the energy that came after the break is insane. I'm here for it.
This was the raisins, the raisin gate, right?
The raisin,
this was the post-raisin conversation.
Living in a post-raisin world.
Have you changed your methods at all, Marco, on raisin eating, or you're whole hog in that?
So I've gotten towards the bottom of the little
sticky.
box, and what happens is now they're all really loose. They're not as clumped together, so it's becoming a little more difficult. I have to focus a little bit more, and the number of raisins to pinch of chopsticks is getting smaller. And I'm getting concerned.
Sorry. What they're talking about is Marco eats his raisins with chopsticks.
Yes.
That's what they're talking about. Marco's fucking crazy.
It works,
Carry
dude.
on.
It works.
Why don't you use like a
you
big
just
straw?
described how it doesn't work.
It doesn't. No. It's working less efficiently.
That is what we call failure.
No, because it works
Marco,
otherwise.
just get one of those like big milkshake straws. I think that's how you tackle it one by one.
like a big boba straw.
Yeah,
Fill
exactly.
it in
Yeah.
a little water. Hey, wait, actually, that's not bad. Come on.
Don't do it,
Dude,
water.
what have I
you're
done?
nasty.
Don't do it.
Oh
water.
my god.
No. But then you add water, then you do a little brown sugar. You make
Can
like
you
an
do
actual like drink out
can
of
you do
it.
can you do an
Stop.
ASMR raisin sucking stream?
Like boba.
Disgusting.
Hold on a second. This
I was
might be,
gonna ask what disgusting thing you're eating this week, but I guess it sounds like we know.
escargot.
Oh, you had escargot again this week?
Yeah, last night.
All right.
You gotta let me know where you get it.
I'll send you this place. This was pretty good.
Okay. So Chillmonger commented regarding the Avengers Con discussion. If Marvel does Avengers Con, they'd have to drop their Disney Plus days and their Hall H's. They do little things here and there that take away from the Avengers Con, what Avengers Con could be. So I will say, they've already started releasing Avengers Con merch.
Really?
Yeah.
They probably have, but that doesn't
It's just Miss Marvel merch. But,
exactly.
Are they still doing Hall H's?
No, Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel doesn't do stuff like that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
And
thought.
D23, yeah, sure, but it's like, well, back in the golden days of cons and Marvel and DC, they used to show these trailers at each one. You know, they'd have something a little bit spicy for New York Comic Con or San Diego, but you know, they'd show this stuff off wherever they were at. I don't think it's a big deal, especially because the idea of Avengers Con isn't about trailers. It's about a whole experience, you know, that you're not getting at Hall H. You're not going to be able to go and see like the Hall of Iron Man costumes and each armor that he wore in the films, maybe some unused ones behind glass, you know, being able to go to panels and see actors who aren't necessarily in every single movie talk about their experience on the specific movies that they were on. What was it like working on, I don't know, Thor: The Dark World? You know what? Like, how did you survive that experience? Like stuff like that. I think it's just ripe with fun stuff for fans, and if they announce it, I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
Quick question: you guys want to buy some followers?
Oh shit, we could buy followers.
I was in
Oh,
the market
well,
for
they're all
some.
over here now. All right.
Whoa!
We're getting flooded. Oh no!
That's
A lot
fine.
of
That's,
people want
that's,
us to
that's
buy their
considerate of you.
followers.
That's considerate of you. We'll leave it there for a bit.
Hilarious.
If it gets too crazy, I'll handle it. I think
all
you
right,
guys
yeah.
can probably.
While you handle it, I'll read the last comment. Retro Mac Man on the Black Adam trailer. So we released a reaction video to the Black Adam trailer that dropped. So we're not going to be talking too much about that here. If you want to hear our thoughts about that, our full thoughts, head on over and watch that. That's actually only on YouTube. So you would have to head on over to YouTube if you're not already on there. But Retro said, I'm excited to see more of the Justice Society. I'm hoping they don't like all die. The plot will be interesting to see. Rock is great casting, but I'm just not certain now, or I'm not certain how it's going to go with the writing. And I think that's a major key. You know, I don't think that there's a ton of like depth that's required to play Black Adam. I wouldn't say that character's outside of what The Rock is capable of. But I will say that, you know, the writing to make sure that Black Adam comes across as what he is, which is, you know, a hero in conduct, but a villain pretty much everywhere else. And his complex feelings, I think that will take some chops. What gives me hope is the kind of creative way that they're telling the story where Black Adam is the villain, apparently based on the trailers, and the Justice Society are the heroes. But from the structure of the film, Black Adam is the protagonist and the Justice Society are the antagonists. So it's very interesting.
It's a good twist on everything that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
We kind of see it from that villain perspective and the actual like engagement with superheroes. I similarly don't hope that the Justice Society just like they get offed or something, because apparently he's he's killing, and I don't know if that extends to these heroes. So,
I mean, Superman kills. It's fine.
no, he doesn't.
Does.
Neither does
Killed
Batman.
Zod.
Oh, that's right. Well, Zod's not an Earthling, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, right. Just humans. Got it.
Yeah.
So there are 3 writers on the film, and it looks like 2 of them have done something for Prime Video's Informer, and then The Manchurian. But then one of the writers was also on Rampage, which was
The Rock.
the Rock
Yeah.
vehicle
Video game
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, I try not to look at who writes the movies because sometimes you look at these people's backlog and you're like, wait, you wrote that and you wrote this and this was really good and that was god awful. It's so hard to tell. I think with directors it's a little more clear, especially because like a lot of times writers will write a script and then it just gets dumped. Like they don't even they'll use like a line from it or whatever. They get credited. Okay, great. Thank you to those who wrote in. Appreciate you guys. If you want to write to us, most of you leave comments on YouTube, which is cool. But a lot of you also can send an email, comicspals@gmail.com. You can always just join our Discord server. There's a link in the description of anything we do. You can hang out with us, talk to us. We've got a question section. Speaking of which, actually, I forgot. We did get a question over on Patreon that I do want to share. This one was from Nihilus. Shout out to Nihilus. Pals, who do you want to interview? I want to answer this real quick. Who do we all want to interview? Throw out a couple names.
Danny Warren Johnson.
Yep. Top of the list.
The elusive Daniel Warren Johnson.
Tom King.
Okay.
I'd like to get his
Hey,
thoughts
what's
and
up
stuff.
with that Heroes in Crisis?
You like Wally or what?
Yeah, why do you fucking hate Wally West? Huh?
Wow.
What war crimes did you know?
You were actually in the CIA.
He's gotten those questions, which I don't doubt that at all. But I'm not
Morrison?
one of those there are Tom King truthers out there.
Oh God.
Morrison would be so hard to do because they. So I met Grant with Phil, who used to be here at New York Comic Con 2019, I want to say, and I cried. Like I couldn't even, I couldn't talk.
They were speechless, Tyler. They walked up and they came back like transformed.
I literally bumped into Grant Morrison once, physically, getting coffee at New York Comic Con once. And I was like, I had like one of those like Porky Pig moments going on. I didn't even say anything to them, but
I told Grant what they meant to me, what the impact of their work. They were very, nice for sure. And they said something that I thought was so like cool. Grant said, I know how it impacted you. And they said, when we do these things, we're doing it to put the energy out into the world, and then we get it back. So I know. And I was like, oh my God, wow, that's so amazing. Yeah. But yeah, that didn't translate into an interview. Anyway, oh hey, Kefis, welcome. Thank you for joining. I would say Bendis. I would really love to speak to Bendis. Bendis is another one that I have so much to say to. I would like to interview. I was thinking about this recently. Teenie Howard.
yeah.
And I would really love to speak to Leah Williams. I'll say no more.
I just want to throw Dan Slott out there. Guy can talk up a storm. I think it'll be a fun one. Which we'll be talking about later on too. So
Dustin Wynn. I'd like to talk to him.
I've never read or seen a Dustin Wynn interview.
I don't know that he gives it.
Rick Remender. That's my number one.
Yeah.
Everyone else I just said is
Yeah, of
secondary. Rick Remender. Yeah, I tried.
Well, especially since you've met Grant now.
Right. Exactly. Keffa says Mark Russell. That would
That's
be a
a
good one.
good
That's
one.
probably accessible. Hey, you guys should tell us who you want us to interview, and then you should tell them on Twitter that you want them to do the interview with us.
It seemed to be working.
I think I really do. So if there are people you guys want us to tell them, and they respond in the interview, we'll reach out, make our job a little bit easier, huh?
Especially if they have a new book coming out, like they're gonna be fished for some media. So
Yep,
sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's play a game. We got time for a game. Tyler took some time to put a game together for us. What you got, Tyler?
So this game's called Rorschach Test, and I apologize to the audio listeners because it is kind of a visual game, but we'll make it a little fun. So there is a new AI that's been out there. It's called the DALL-E Mini. It's an AI where I believe it's Google Images or just image searches. You type in a prompt, and it uses AI to create that image. So I'm going to show you the results of what it created, and I'm just going to see if any of you can guess what I typed in to prompt this. It will get a little weird. So
we need both character and, let's say, art movement.
As close to, it's not an art movement. It is literally. So the first one might be easy.
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on one sec. I have to.
Is that Rorschach punching the Joker?
It's literally the second week in a row I've used a doomsday clock.
It is whatever you want it to be.
Oh,
give me 1 second here.
Look at that.
I just have to change my hotkey to. Let's do that. Okay.
Oh man!
All right. So this is the first one. What do you think this is?
Superman and Batman kissing.
Exactly. All right. So I started off with an easy one. Yeah. So I think I
is that all it
searched
was?
Batman and Superman kissing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's sure wild how it sort of evolves into Superman kissing himself.
I mean, that's typical Superman. And also, like, Superman kissing Lois in a Superman costume in the bottom left there.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
What's the one in the middle?
What do you think I searched for this one?
Alan Moore eating a lollipop?
Yeah, I did what did I search? Happy Alan Moore smiling with a lollipop. That's what I searched for this one. Something that doesn't exist. I thought I was looking at communist manifestos while searching this, but as smiling Alan Moore. This one's for Sean. What do you think I did here with this one?
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey what?
Cosplay.
Yeah, Jean Grey cosplay.
As?
Phoenix.
No. This is a specific Sean one.
What?
If nobody's got it, I could just say it.
Hold on.
Jean Grey cosplay as
Jean Grey.
I think I have it.
It's Jean Grey wearing a pirate costume is what I
Okay.
did.
Oh,
specifically
what the
for Sean.
hell?
I know, all right? This is weird how AI can come up with this.
That doesn't
let's see
give
if
that
we
off
get-
at all.
I was going to say Jean Grey cosplay as Rogue.
So I think the top middle one has some piratey aspects to it, and they're like the flared cuffs and boots.
Yeah.
I think that's how it came out with it. It's very weird how AI works.
This is disturbing, and I feel like we're feeding information and data to Skynet.
Yeah.
But the worst
how
kind
about this
of
one,
data.
guys?
Howard the Duck.
Okay, you got one part of it.
Howard the Duck in court.
Howard the Duck on trial.
Is there a specific trial you could think of?
The Nuremberg trials.
Yes, Marco. This is Howard the Duck at the Nuremberg trials.
What? Why would you even do this?
Well, it gets
Why
weirder.
would you type that in?
It gets weirder.
Why not?
What do you think this one is? Here.
Wait. Can we go back? Ooh, wait. Hold on. Stay here. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, Marco. This might be for you.
Okay. Swamp Thing coronavirus.
Close enough. It's Swamp Thing grows the novel coronavirus in a lab.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's how it started.
Swamp COVID.
Yeah. This one's a little straightforward. Guys, do you have any thoughts on this one here?
Rocket Raccoon kills JFK.
Yeah. So this is Rocket Raccoon participates in the JFK assassination. So yeah, that's what this one came out. This is what AI can do. And this is the last one here. This is let's see if you guys can come up with this one.
Ooh.
Morbius at the Capitol riot.
Correct.
who it
Yes,
is?
this is Morbius participates in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol.
Incredible.
Which it's crazy how AI can come up with my wildest dreams.
Morbius
can't-
insurrection. Oh my god, guys.
I can't
That's the
believe
sequel
that's
name.
Morbid time.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Morbius was not happy with Mike Pence that day. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's just that's the Rorschach test. It's a stupid little game that I
That
thought
was
which
good.
showed
That
off
was
the
fun.
AI. It's fucking weird, man.
That's creepy, man.
For you to guess specific things like that,
It's good AI.
pretty cool.
You're gonna have
It
to
is.
work
It
harder.
is. There are some that were not on here. I had a dupe from Ecstatics at the 9/11 memorial that I did not put on here
What?
because it was horrifying.
Well, now you got to show it. Oh, well, you probably can't. Okay.
Yeah, I could. It just might take a minute.
Right,
but
right,
it's-
yeah.
it's,
That-
yeah.
That is odd. Yeah, let's not play games with the AI. I think ultimately we all lose.
Yeah, I was searching for an Ultron image the entire time, but it was making me uneasy.
The Ultron image is just like a response back to you. It's like, I'm in your head.
Yeah, I did not type Ultron into the AI. I made specifically sure not to do that. And I didn't type Skynet. I didn't type Terminator. I didn't type in Will Smith in iRobot. I didn't type any of that in.
Yeah, I've
just
seen
to
a
play it
few.
safe.
I've seen they have like Will Smith and then like Rembrandt, and it's all like these like oil washes and stuff.
Yeah, the way it can turn anything into a specific art style, like an
So
art,
good.
it's really cool. I did. I posted some on the Comics Pals Twitter. There was like Howard the Duck Soviet propaganda poster, which was I thought very accurate, and so was Cubist Starro, which was pretty interesting.
That was
Sean
pretty
should be
good.
back any
Cubist
second
Starro. Kevin says that if you bring about the robot uprising, he's gonna find you.
now. Hey, I mean, they'll probably come for me first. So we have a first-time comment from Bad to the Bowie. Maybe you already covered this, and I apologize for asking you to repeat. What did you think of the new Miss Marvel show on Disney Plus? I guess we'll Sean figure something out. Any of you watch it?
I haven't yet.
I'll talk about it.
Yeah, do it.
I've been hearing real good things about it, like just
I
across
loved
the
it.
board.
I loved it, dude. I thought
Wait.
it was very well shot. It was they used some like weird camera angles like that. It was almost innovative for the other Marvel TV shows. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting thing. I thought did anyone know Miss Marvel, the actress's name?
I got you.
It's like Amani, something like that. She's fantastic.
Iman Vellani.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Whoever found her, fucking great. I think she actually found the acting listing through like a work chat her mom was in. Like,
Really? Wait,
Yeah,
she's
just like a-
this is her first like debut. This is a debut, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and she's
Everyone's saying this is the
fantastic.
role she was born to play.
Get
Yeah.
out.
Hey, am I back?
You're back,
Yes,
Sean.
sir.
We had a first time comment in the chat asking if what our thoughts on Miss Marvel was. Have you checked it out yet, Sean?
I actually haven't. I've been dying to get to it. I'll probably watch it today. But I've heard amazing things. So
Yeah, it's super good.
who was
Tell-
the first chat from?
Bad to the Bowie.
Add to the Bowie.
Hey, what's up? Thank you for joining.
I also
hit that
think she's
follow if
from
you
Jersey City too.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is strange.
Wait,
the
she's
actress.
from Jersey City?
I believe I read that somewhere. Yeah,
I thought she was like Canadian.
I could be lying. But it's a better
Specifically
story.
lying, not misinformed, not.
No, lying.
not
I mean,
just
I don't
wrong.
lie. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't lie. Morbius was at the January 6th Capitol riots, though. I won't lie.
All right.
Nah, she's
Let's-
Canadian, bro. She's
let's-
Pakistani Canadian. She went to Unionville High in Ontario.
I think that's in Jersey City.
All right. So, Miss Marvel, perfect timing. Marvel, or actually, sorry, I thought I was going to talk about something else. I crossed my wires. I'm having a rough morning. Sorry, guys. Anyway, Marvel has a secret movie that they've been planning for some time. I think it's pretty apparent. If you pay attention. There are two, but this one in particular is the one we're going to talk about. And that's a Thunderbolts film. So on Thursday, reports started to swirl that Marvel had hired Jake Schreier to direct a Thunderbolts film. Now, who's Jake Schreier? I don't know. He directed an indie film called Robot and Frank in 2012 and a movie called Paper Towns in 2015. He's done... Huh?
Kale, that's the Frank Langella movie.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, it's not a Marvel movie, but it's like a good
okay.
indie movie. Yeah.
He's done some music videos for Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West and people like that.
Not what I pictured him doing when I saw what he looked like.
I think a lot of the people that are involved in the music industry beyond the camera
I
don't
guess so,
look how
yeah.
you think they would look. So again, you know, Marvel has clearly been building toward Jachariah, welcome, toward a Thunderbolts film. When you look at, you know, Yelena Belova and her involvement, when you look at U.S. Agent over on Captain America Winter Soldier, even Baron Zemo, Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Taskmaster, that's I know I hate Taskmaster too, but that seems to be the baseline of a Thunderbolts movie. You've got Baron Zemo, that's a gimme. I think the only like major Thunderbolts character that I didn't mention who you kind of need to have for it to feel right is Songbird. Moonstone too, to some degree, but I think, you know,
I think, yeah, I kind of agree. Songbird is like the one. She's like the one that was in Baron Zemo's team and actually became a hero out of it.
right.
Moonstone's also great because he leans into the villain part of it. So there's like a good kind of foil between the two. But man, Songbird's so cool.
It's worth pointing out for those of you who might not be familiar with what the Thunderbolts are. So the Thunderbolts is generally speaking, a forward-facing team that present as heroes, but are actually villains working toward their own goals behind the scenes. Then sometimes they're characters who are trying to redeem themselves and do right, but, you know, things go awry. Sometimes in one of the most popular Thunderbolts runs, they are villains outright disguised as heroes that we know, which was pretty cool. So there's a lot of like Dark Avengers is kind of like an offshoot of the Thunderbolts. It's like the same idea, but they called it Dark Avengers. So there's a lot of mileage you can get out of a Thunderbolts film. I always thought that having William Hurt's Thunderbolt Ross, Red Hulk, would be perfect for a Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if that was in the plan before he died.
I gotta think so.
I mean, he never really showed up. So the way they've been seeding it, it's been Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah, Julia
has been the one kind of in that role. She's kind of in the is it Victoria Hand was like kind of that like lieutenant role in the comics, Sean, for like Norman Osborn's Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think this could be a good way to show like Norman Osborn's the one pulling the strings behind the scenes here, and like introduce him if they're doing a movie. That's also me really loving the Norman Osborn Thunderbolts and wanting to have that. So I have a horse in this race.
Right.
But the problem with how they've been seeding this is that they've been killing off all their villains since the dawn of the MCU. So like all those good villains, like Killmonger would have been an awesome character to have in a movie like this.
Yeah. Ooh.
But like they fucking killed everyone. They have like Abomination, which definitely can work in something like this. But I kind of hope they just introduce some new things, you know. Maybe throw some Spider-Man villains in there.
Venom.
What?
I mean, maybe in a second one, but yeah, it's...
They got him right there.
do they?
They got him right where?
Yeah. Do they? They have a little piece of goop right now in the MCU. That's all I got. A little goop.
We got to wait for Peter to be on a college vacation to Mexico. That's probably what's going to happen. He'll get his symbiote there.
I think I got a symbiote in Mexico once. I had to use the bathroom a lot.
I think I left the symbiote in Mexico once. No, I've actually never been to Mexico. Go ahead, Kale. Seem right here.
Oh, no, I was going to say anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this is a great direction for Marvel to go. Thunderbolts are a really interesting team. There are a lot of cool things they can do. Having a superhero team sort of be like a supervillain team and get their own movie is something that I don't think we've seen yet. So that could be a lot of fun.
Could this work like the Suicide Squad, but for Marvel?
Yeah.
Do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's almost 1-to-1, borderline.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus the whole bomb in the brain sort of thing. Like that's not
Yeah.
really a staple of it. Norman Osborn kind of had something similar where he would like shock you, or like he could kill you if he wanted to. So that one had a little bit of the Suicide Squad part of it in it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that we would have a vehicle for Baron Zemo because
yeah,
I thought Baron Zemo was phenomenal in Civil War. Not everybody agrees with that, but a lot more people came around on him in Cap Winter Soldier. So yeah, I think that would be great.
I think he was one of the best things about that show. Honestly,
I do too.
Yeah,
On a
he's
show I
amazing.
really enjoyed. So Bad to the Bowie asks, out of the Disney Plus shows put out so far, which has been your favorite?
So I gotta say, I'm actually surprised Thunderbolts is not a Disney Plus show. Like firstly, like I thought that's what it was leading to. But I guess
Too
out of
many
the Disney Plus
characters.
shows, yeah, maybe, yeah. Out of the Disney Plus shows, I think Loki altogether was my favorite. But the first half of WandaVision, it's very good.
Why do you say the first half?
Because then it becomes an MCU show. I liked it when it wasn't an MCU show. I liked it when it was homaging, the Dick Van Dyke Show and I Love Lucy. Like that was my gem.
Yeah.
Classic TV.
And then a 90s mom, Elizabeth Olsen. Like, yo, come on.
The whole show was, it felt to me like it literally just built up to a big joke. Ralph Boner. That was that like as soon as
Get
that
stuck on the boner.
happened, any enjoyment that I had went right out the window. That was Iron Man 3 levels of troll the audience that I'll never be able to.
I don't think it was that
enjoy.
bad, honestly. I
was
thought
bad.
what was more egregious was the giant fight scene at the end, and then her being absolved of her sins there, where she just enslaved a whole city. Like that's where my issue was with it. I wasn't stuck on the boner.
Wasn't stuck on the boner.
Didn't get caught up on that.
Speaking of boner, mine was Loki.
Mine,
Good show.
mine was Captain America Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody saying Moon Knight? Hello?
Falcon
Moon Knight?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure.
What was that show called?
It was Cap.
Winter Soldier.
Was it Falcon
No,
Winter Soldier?
it was Falcon
Yeah,
Winter
Falcon.
Soldier, and it
Yeah,
becomes Captain America. Otherwise, that would have been a spoiler in the title.
Oh yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So yeah, Thunderbolts film.
Hawkeye.
That should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
My favorite part of Falcon Winter Soldier, not gonna lie, was U.S. Agent.
Who can be on
Alright.
this team, this Thunderbolts team? Like U.S. Agent's a perfect character
Yeah.
for this team.
That'd be hype.
Like being like the foil to Captain America. I wonder if they do that with Thunderbolts, where like it's mirrored of what the Avengers was. Like they got to have a Hulk. Maybe it could be Abomination. U.S. Agent could be their Captain America. Their Black Widow is Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
That'd be
curious if
rad.
they have like an arms expert too that can be like their Hawkeye. Or I think Kefis mentioned Harris, Carl Urban's executioner. Like if they can get him, then they have their Thor kind of analog, which is really more of the Dark Avengers route. But I think maybe that route works better.
Catherine said my favorite part of Falcon and Winter Soldier was writing a gay romance short fan fiction.
Yo, that was
Hell
really
yeah.
good too.
Yeah.
What
What was that called again?
Oh, I don't remember the title.
Falcon.
Wait,
both
Catherine
Winter
wrote it?
Soldier.
Yeah, Catherine
yeah.
wrote it. Yeah.
That was good.
So it's not stucky, it's
Sticky.
sticky.
Oh God.
And Winter
Winter
Falcon, yes,
Falcon,
that's
there you go.
right.
Good.
Yes,
Share it in the chat, Catherine, if you want.
that's very good.
Share a link to it.
Give us that AO3 link.
All right, let's talk about Morbius. I know last week I said that we were done with Morbius. We were never going to talk about Morbius again.
And yet,
And yet, we are here to talk about Morbius. But there's a reason, and it's a good one. Because as it turns out, the internet played an Uno reverse card. Sony activated the internet's trap card and built Sony up. They gassed them up like, yo, we love Morbius. It's Morbin time. Oh my God. Trending every day. Twitch streams, Tumblr, just everywhere. Morbius, Morbius, Morbius. To the point where Jared Leto got in on the joke. Like, they just thought they had it. The hot hand. Such a hot hand that they re-released Morbius in theaters. And this fucking movie went on to make. They put it back in, I think it was 1,000 theaters. I don't have the
That's
number
a
in front of me. I
lot.
think it was
the
1,000.
number I heard. Yeah.
That's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, think about that, right? Like, there's probably there's probably like what, 10, 15 theaters in like the city, New York City, somewhere around there, maybe a little more. That's 1,000 all over the country, right?
So in 2020, there are about 5,700. So there's probably been less since 2020. And so that's
Okay.
a fifth of movie theaters, essentially.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So a fifth of movie theaters.
No, 5% of movie theaters. That's too much. Less. It's even less.
Be 1,000.
1,000.
is a fifth of 50,000.
He said 5,700. 5,700.
5,700 or 57,000.
No, 5,700.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So out of all that, this movie made $85,000 on Friday.
Hell yeah.
That equals like what? 4 tickets per theater?
Six.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
$280,000
that
over
way,
the
it's
whole
hilarious.
weekend. Over all of last weekend.
280K?
Over the weekend. Friday was 85K.
Holy shit.
That you talk about an abomination. Dude, Sony got trolled. Sony done
Yo.
got.
So what I've discovered, thanks to TikTok, is there is an official Morbius Discord that is like monitored by Sony. Like it's Sony made.
Yeah.
And people go on there and they talk about Morbius, but deep down, they've never watched it. So it's just people on there hyping up something they have never seen and have no intention of seeing. And it is fantastic.
I
would say.
I think that Morbius is the only movie to bomb twice in theaters.
In its still shelf life of being a fucking movie. Like, it's not out anywhere else yet still, right?
What do you mean?
It's on streaming.
Yeah,
Is it already?
this was
Yeah,
a
it is,
re-release.
yeah.
This was a re-release.
It's on streaming. It's on Tumblr in GIF form. You know, you can.
Again, Sony thought that there was so much momentum behind Morbius that they put it out for a second time, and it did horrendously bad. They probably made more money through VODs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they did it thinking, oh, people love this, let's put it out, or like, oh, it's a meme, let's put it out? Like, do you think they're aware that it's a meme, or they think that people actually like it?
I think both.
It ain't cheap to put a movie in theaters. There's no
Yeah, it's
way
true.
that they would have put this movie back in theaters if they knew it was going to make $285,000.
Yeah. I think
No
I
way.
think regular people, adult society suits, right? Think that if you make memes, you probably love it.
Yeah,
Why
that
would you
makes
go to
sense.
the effort otherwise?
Looking at weird ass metrics, being like, "Oh yeah, like a lot of people are clicking through and shit. A lot of people are
Yeah.
talking. There's a lot of social chatter
Yeah.
If that was true, we would have 10 more Shrek movies, you know. But
Catherine compared it to The Room, and I think that's apt. The only thing there is that The Room had a lot of time to become a legend, an actual legend, not a Marvel
Yeah.
legend, and with quotations.
Catherine, I am a Room diehard, so I'm
Here
offended
we go.
by that. That's all I throw spoons at you for that.
Of course.
Yeah. So well played, internet. I came at you last week. Clearly, I was wrong for that. The internet's undefeated.
Is one of our predictions for next year going to be, will Morbius 2 be announced?
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I have never seen The Room.
That'd be a fun one. Bad to the Bowie asked, do you think we'll ever see Morbius again as a villain or something? Like, do you think they bring Leto back?
Yeah, they set him up in like 3 different movies, in Venom and also the Spider-Man
They set
universe.
fucking Spider-Man up in 3 different movies, and he still hasn't fucking showed up.
Not yet.
I'll
show
make a
up,
prediction right now. Morbius and Spider-Man will never meet on screen.
Yep.
At least not Morbius played by Jared Leto.
Yep.
Yeah, Kefis, I think that might have to be the play, man.
Oh, I will lead that.
Sean, you will hate The Room.
Oh, I'm sure.
And, if you watch it with friends, you will love The Room.
No, Sean still won't have a good time.
Listen, there's an exact amount of beer I can drink to where I'll have a good time with anything.
Sean, do you like sex scenes?
Yeah. What the hell?
Do you like the same sex scene reused with different music?
Yep.
If it's good, I guess.
Well, hold on.
Do you like sex scenes reused with different music with one guy who looks like he might be embalmed already?
Yep.
That I'm gonna say no to.
Okay, well then you might not like The Room, but I think it's worth a shot anyway.
I'm down. I've never seen it.
God.
Oh, dude.
Tommy Wiseau is just a genius.
They're doing it near me with Mark Sestero, who's one of the actors in it, is going to be there. So I will be going to that. It's great fun. Better than Syl Stevenson says belly button fucking. Yeah, there's that and that.
What?
Yep.
It's just it's just like the angle that the fake fucking is happening. It's just not humanly possible.
Oh my god! I don't
Great-
even know
great
what that
movie.
means. Bad to the Bowie asked, "Did you hear that they announced that Spider-Man, Tom and Toby are both getting a part 4? How do you feel about that? That's not officially announced."
I haven't heard that.
Yeah. Tom Holland's Spider-Man getting a 4th movie. I think he owes a movie to Sony.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure. But Toby, I think if they're gonna announce a movie for either him or Andrew Garfield, it'll come from Andrew Garfield.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think that the way, like, even the way that Spider-Man 3 goes down, they leave space for Andrew because they talk about what he's been through in the intervening time and who he's become. I think this movie served to help redeem him, and I'd love to see that Spider-Man continue on. I'd love to see Toby too, but I don't think he's down. And you have to get Sam Raimi back. It's just a lot of moving parts. I think it's a lot cleaner and easier to get Andrew Garfield back, and then you can do whatever you want around him. Tom is signed for 3 more films of Spidey. I'm pretty sure that's not true. The new deal that he signed after Far From Home was to clean out what they had. So let's do this, and then another movie for Marvel. So Sony will get one more, which is like one singular film, and Marvel will get one appearance from Tom after, which will likely be a crossover type of situation.
I just did a quick search. It's actually Tom Holland has denied in an interview that they got a new 3 Spider-Man film in place.
I don't trust him.
He like officially he doesn't. Whatever's happening behind the scenes is what it is. I'm just
Sure.
saying it has not been announced for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
For sure. Let's talk about what we know for a fact, and that's Dan Slott's leaving Fantastic Four. So
Is that what Dan Slott looks like?
yes.
Yeah, you don't know what Dan
Yeah.
Slott looks like?
I've never
Put-
seen a picture of him.
Put Dan Slott, Fantastic Four into that weird ass AI and see what
Oh, I
happens.
should have. I'll do it on the side. Hold on.
You do that, I'll rap for a moment.
Yeah.
So Dan Slott's Fantastic Four run is coming to an end with issue 46. This has been a 4-year run, which is appropriate. 4 years.
It
Fantastic
seems
Four.
planned.
Couldn't end it on 44, huh?
Now, no, it was impossible. I'm sure he tried. Dan Slott seems like the kind of guy that would aim for
would
that.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Marvel actually put out the announcement, if you will, in a house ad. So like an in-book ad. That just says that it's over for Dan, but there's a lot of promises of what's to come in the intervening time. They're gonna find Nathaniel Richards' daughter. Okay. I thought Nathaniel Richards was a kid. But I haven't read Fantastic Four since like the 10s, I think.
Could
Dan's
be Nathaniel
run,
Richards, like his dad, like his. So could this be Reed's sister? Isn't Nathaniel Richards also his dad?
Well, it says it's time to finally meet the mysterious sister of Reed Richards.
Okay. Yeah.
So there you go. Dan Slott's run, I felt like it started off not too great. That was my honest feeling on it. I've heard it got better, but for me, it just didn't light me off. And I'm so excited.
Yeah, Sean, you're cutting up there a bit, but I have liked it. I have not read a Fantastic Four since Hickman's run.
Same.
But to be fair, I think they disappeared for a while after that. But what I've heard from the people who have been reading Slott's Fantastic Four since its beginning is that it's really good. Slott knows how to write just like good old-fashioned fun superhero comics real well. Yeah, his Spider-Man gets a little different, gets a little weird, Spider-Verse and Superior Spider-Man. But like I think about his She-Hulk, or I think about his Avengers Initiative, just stuff like that is much more what I remember Slott being, and like that's the Slott I really enjoy.
I don't think I've read anything of his stuff.
Silver Surfer, Marco, check that out.
Which one?
It's
That
this
Mike
Silver
Allred
Surfer.
art, yeah.
It's essentially Doctor Who, if it was Silver Surfer with Mike Allred on art.
Okay,
And he's got
okay.
some stuff in there that you can only do in a comic book.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
you'll like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely recommend that. I mean, I guess the two questions coming out of this then is oh no, here we go. Our Dan Slott Fantastic Four AI generated image just came up. Let's see what it is, what it looks
Oh,
like.
I did one too. Yeah, I can share it with you.
I wonder if yours is the same.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Let's actually
see.
look at that. Let's just send this to you.
Okay, this is going to be a little more complicated than more, and it's horrible for podcast audio. So, Kale, do you have any things that you like about Dan Slott's art? Oh, or run on this? I don't know if you've been reading this outside of when we had to read it for.
I have
House Bulls.
not been reading Fantastic Four, but I think overall I do like Dan Slott. I very much was against Superior Spider-Man when it
Gross.
first happened, but one thing I really enjoyed about Superior Spider-Man, and this is going to be probably really conceited, but it sort of ended the way I thought it was. And like I saw the plot threads he was laying down, and he followed it.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, that was like the first sign of like a really good, solid writer. So it sort of got back to regular Spidey shenanigans after that. So I haven't kept up, but
But you have a good point. It's like I feel like Slott seeds things and always gets back to it.
yeah.
He seeded stuff in his Avengers Initiative run that he's only getting back to in this.
Well, he
with,
said
like, the Reckoning War and like Gauntlet and stuff like that. So
Yeah, Reckoning. That's right. Reckoning War.
Yep.
He said he made up this event and seeded it years and years ago, and only just got to it now in Fantastic Four.
No, yeah, I'm.
Kefis just asked if I was YouTubing a burning of a Spider-Man comic when Superior happened. No, luckily I wasn't on YouTube then, because can you fucking imagine? But
That
I,
happened, though.
I've had two big Spider-Man reactions in my life, and I think I've talked about one of them before. The big one was when Peter unmasks in Civil War.
deal.
I threw the comic down and stormed out.
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, because I was still in the store. Threw it down and walked out.
You didn't even buy it?
Nope.
Damn.
You read it and then threw it down. That's damaged products.
It would listen. I when I was a kid, a place there I used to read at a place called Hastings, and I didn't know the ethics of comics at the time. I wouldn't do it again, but I didn't know.
Whoever's lead.
I got
can
you,
let
I got you.
Sean in. Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to see where. I think there's two big questions here. It's like, where does Dan Slott go, and where does Fantastic Four go from here?
There was some discussion in the Discord about like who should pick it up afterwards. I saw a lot of people for Al Ewing. I think makes sense. I don't know where they're at in the larger scheme of stuff in terms of where are they, like out in space right now? Are they more grounded? Tyler, you've been keeping up like with it, right?
With Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing Reckoning War stuff right now, so they're kind of split off right now. I think the Thing and actually most of them are in space. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I
Dealing with,
feel like Ewing makes the most sense because that's his realm at the moment, right?
that's a good point.
I know
That's a good point.
Slott is finally doing a Doctor Who book.
Ooh.
Oh, he's doing a Silver Surfer book.
Yeah, he's doing another edition of a Silver Surfer, but this is a Silver Surfer. He goes around in a blue box. I don't know if you know about it, but he's doing the 10th Doctor and Martha, which is it's sort of the second part of the 10th Doctor's run.
I believe he said that's his favorite companion too. I remember him
think so.
saying that. Yeah,
Yeah,
which
I think so.
It's a fair choice. It's a fair choice.
It's fine.
I like Catherine
Catherine
what's-
Tate.
Donna Noble.
Yeah.
I'm a big Donna Noble
Yeah,
fan.
Donna rules.
Yeah, so Ewing makes sense as a person to kind of take over Fantastic Four. I know Mark Russell was thrown out there, I think by me in the Discord, because he just did a Fantastic Four life story, which is similar to Spider-Man life story, where it's time progresses normally. It starts from when it was made in the 60s and then goes up into the 2010s. An issue tackling each decade.
I thought it was dry. I liked the concept and
Oh,
so
you
I
read it?
decided-
Okay, yeah.
yeah. But I thought it was pretty dry. Like it didn't feel like there was a lot of action sequences a lot of the time. It was mostly like these interactions. The second issue where they were in the 70s, it sort of dealt with look at that good boy. Dealt with what was it? How like,
Galactus.
distant he was.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
Right, like it didn't feel like there was a lot going on a lot of the time.
I think I can see that. I think that might just be an issue with the gimmick he had to play with. You know, where the gimmick. I think maybe the issue was the story beat, where it's like, oh, it's Galactus is coming the entire time. Let me stretch that out for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But I thought the the family interactions, what he actually handled really well when we actually had those. So I can see Mark Russell doing it. Where do you think Dan Slott goes from here outside of Doctor Who? I guess Marco,
Is he
you haven't really read much, but
Does he stay at Marvel?
oh, I gotta imagine he stays in Marvel.
Yeah.
He's been treated real well.
Yeah, and he's
might-
like he was an intern there, you know.
Yeah, yeah. He might reach across the aisle, but I would say the odds are pretty low.
What other like major character has he not done?
He hasn't done Avengers, and Jason Aaron's thing is a little long in the tooth now. I think that could be a thing. I think he gets a lot of flack on the internet still from the Spider-Man stuff,
Yeah.
and because it's a little too goofy, some people would say. But like, I can see him doing an Avengers thing. This dude knows how to do ensemble books pretty well. I don't X-Men, definitely not X-Men. I can see him maybe coming back to She-Hulk too, honestly, if that show hits.
Yeah.
Well, they have the run right now, right? Well, the
Sure.
mini.
Yeah, I don't know the exact length of that one.
I think it's like 5 issues.
So I can see that. I don't know. Shoot, I mean, they're missing a Champions book right now. I can see him doing like a Young Avengers Champions style book.
I don't know.
No, I mean with dated references, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. And what sucks is by the time I'm in the industry, I'm gonna have to go against this as well. Love teenager books.
Yeah.
Hate old people writing teenagers.
It's like when Mark Waid wrote Young Justice like,
Yeah,
a couple years
yeah.
back, and I was like, oh,
Ooh,
those are
no, thank
references
you.
nobody makes anymore. Yeah, so I guess we'll just go on with Sean's dealing with some stuff. Spectrum, man. If anybody
gonna
has a
say-
hookup at Spectrum,
Should we
Don't do
take
it.
a quick break?
yeah, let's take a quick break real
recoup-
quick. See if Sean could.
See, yeah,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
we'll kick on with the show.
Yeah, so
here.
we'll be back in 5 minutes or so. If that's cool.
Give us 5 minutes. We'll see what's up with Sean. We may or may not have him. We'll see.
It might be a Rip Strawn situation, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
Rest
we
in
will-
IP, Sean.
We will be
5
right
minutes
back.
or less.
Oh, Marco, you're our biggest fan. Your sassy pet Rockies in
Yo,
the
what's
chat.
up, boy?
All right. we'll be
Ooh,
right back,
and they
guys.
just gave you eyes.
Hello. We're back.
All right, we're back. I'm back. Sorry, I'm having major internet trouble. It's been a day, but you know, there's someone who's causing worse days than the one I'm having. And that's
That's a segue.
yeah, that's Ezra Miller. So look, we've all joked. We know all the jokes about Reverse Flash. You know, Ezra Miller's a menace, but they have officially joined the Legion of Doom at this point. I think that there's a Legion assembling over on the DC side of things. You've got Ezra, you've got Amber Heard. I just crossed them over.
That's a transmogrification I don't want to see.
No, not at all. You could throw Jeff Johns in there. Joss Whedon maybe. There are a lot of bad actors over at DC, and I'm not just talking about their performances on screen. But what we do have to talk about with Ezra, unfortunately, isn't very funny this time around. Because Ezra Miller is being sued and is accused of grooming a minor from the age of 12.
Fuck, dude.
Oh,
Yeah. So the parents of Dakota Iron Eyes, who is 18 now, but was 12 when they met Ezra, are alleging that Ezra groomed their child, psychologically manipulating, physically intimidating, and endangering the safety and welfare of their daughter. Ezra is also accused of physically and emotionally abusing this person. It is worth pointing out that Dakota does use she, they pronouns. Allegedly, according to the parents, Miller has decided that Takata is to be called they. So Ezra dictating the genders of people now. This is unbelievable. Apparently they met when Ezra was 23 and Dakota was 12.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude, not fucking, not good.
That's awful.
It's okay. I don't want to say it's funny, but it's funny. How
I want to say it, but
last time we talked about Ezra Miller, I was like, well, I guess it can't get much worse.
Eesh.
It's like, well, how about grooming a 12-year-old? Is that worse for you? This is not a good look at all.
Oh, no kidding?
Like, I don't know what DC does. I honestly, at this point, release an 8-minute short film with Michael Keaton's Batman. Like, just supercut that.
And
Be
call
like, hey,
that Flashpoint.
yeah, this is it's on HBO Max. It's a little mini show or something. And like show the Supergirl footage as like another thing, and like just don't do the movie. You're like, ugh.
Man.
this is the you're absolutely right. How do you put out a movie where the main character, the main actor, is accused of grooming, assaulting, manipulating someone from the age of 12? Like, how you can't put you can't put this movie out.
I mean, a Woody Allen film comes out about every year now.
That's very different.
Is it?
Yes, of course it is. This is a movie that's, for children, for young people. Let's not forget who superhero movies are for. And it's a major studio release. I don't know if Woody Allen movies are major studio releases.
Or for
And
kids.
this is a current thing. This is a thing that's happening right now. There's the backlash alone, the reaction alone. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it might. I don't know. Even like I think the Woody Allen thing is an apt analogy. Maybe it's too soon to talk about it, but yeah, it's just I think we lost Sean again. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys
so mad he blew his internet
Yeah, seriously.
again.
Maybe Ezra is running over there and just unplugging his router real fast. You know?
Nobody can talk about this.
Yeah, exactly. What do you guys think they should do? Can they do anything?
Dude, they're stuck. I think they're stuck. I think they have a finished product. Bye, Sean. I think they have a finished product that at this point, if they shelve it, they lose out on promo material. They lose out on the connection to the other movies that they are trying to seed in here and have funneled into it. They lose out on so much because this guy is a fucking weirdo, and you can't. I think you can't, as a studio, can't not put this movie out.
Yeah.
Just to get it out, and then from there, I think Bad to the Bowie mentioned it, like bring in Gustin Grant, bring in like Grant Gustin, which, you know what,
Gustin Grant sounds like a DC Comics character.
Yeah.
Grant Gustin sounds like a DC Comics character.
It's
like
true, yeah.
His name alone.
Works
I
at
don't know.
Daily Bugle.
I say kick Ezra out, reshoot the whole thing with Grant, and call it like.
But then you're spending what, 300 million to scrap a movie?
They wouldn't be scrapping. I mean, they were able to CG out Henry Cavill's mustache. Why can't they CG out an entire person?
Just do like a deep fake of.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they can do a deep fake.
I mean, all of the CW shows are shot on green screen anyway, so.
Fair enough.
I guess you would only have to reshoot certain scenes, really, and you can, I guess, dub over audio with Grant Gustin's voice. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Or do they just put out this movie and they kill him off at the end? They just reshoot a scene where they kill him off, or like a flashpoint happens and it's a new Flash.
They release the movie and then it starts the way or ends the way the New 52 begins, with the new Flash, the new version of Barry Allen or whatever, talking to Batman, and it's Grant Gustin or whomever.
That works. Like, I think it's better to replace towards the end, just whatever they shot,
Yeah.
and then redo reshoots with Gustin, and just like, all right, you're the new Flash, and you're carrying. You get the upgrade at this point.
Yeah.
But then, the argument could be made, like, oh, they still released it now. Ezra Miller's still getting all this money. And
I mean, but what do
Yeah.
you,
because you got to imagine promo material and merchandise has already been made at this point.
yeah.
But you're
Yeah,
losing all that.
I think there are gonna be like parts of that you just can't get around, right? Like this whole thing is a contractual obligation for so many people. I think there's not a ton you can do.
Yeah, Catherine Starr makes a good point. It's going to be a loss either way. They put it out now. People don't see it out of principle because this person's sucks. They shelve it. They still lose the money. I think in that scenario though, it becomes how does the studio mitigate, which is unsavory to say and think about. But yeah, then you take the least loss at that point.
Yeah.
CW Gordon says, so what are they going to do about the prequel comic? Oh, no. Didn't they already trash it?
The CW show already has a prequel comic. So what's the difference?
Sean, can you hear us?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
we're doing it live here.
Fuck
Yeah.
This is the most of Sean we've seen.
I know, right? I'm on my phone, which is very odd, because Spectrum sucks. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to @Spectrum on social media. That's
Put
my
my blast
solution.
right now.
Honestly, your phone camera better than your webcam. It's like HD.
Don't get that either, because I bought this webcam very recently, within the last year, and it just sucks. And it wasn't cheap either. So, there you
Sean,
go.
what do you got to say about Ezra Miller?
What do I have to say about Ezra Miller? Put this individual under the jail. That's what I have to say about Ezra Miller. We need this person gone. This is a menace. This is unbelievable. And, DC, Warner, they have a huge quagmire on their hands. This is bad. People were talking about Amber Heard. You better leave Amber Heard alone. That's not the issue.
Mhm.
That's not the issue, because Ezra Miller is traveling the entire country, committing crimes.
He's like a rogue.
Yeah, Ezra Miller's a rogue.
Reverse Flash.
Like Amber Heard is just taking dumps on her husband's bed, and like sure, there might be joint emotional and physical abuse on both sides.
Hearsay,
Like,
Tyler.
But Ezra
Well,
Miller,
like who hasn't?
yeah, take a little grumpy, as Johnny Depp once said. He called it a grumpy.
Sure.
I thought it was very strange.
Grumpy.
He called it a poop a grumpy. I don't know. First time I heard that. But the idea that like Ezra Miller is doing like what he gave a 12-year-old LSD, like what the hell?
Were they that young when they were provided that?
I don't
it
know
was
about the time frame there. Sean, do you have a time frame on that at all?
So let's see. It says that at 14 years old, when Dakota was 14, Miller had to be stopped from sleeping in the same bed with Dakota. So,
Sean, just so you know, if you switch out of the app, your video goes away. But
I'm sorry. All right,
Yeah.
I was trying to look at the chat. Okay,
Yeah.
so Dakota was prevented from sleeping with Miller by a chaperone. There's no timeline in terms of when the drugs were given to Dakota, but it does say that Miller gave Dakota LSD and marijuana and exhibited a, quote, pattern of corrupting a minor by paying for Dakota to attend college and then using that, quote, against Dakota to create a sense of indebtedness. Wow. And then Dakota dropped out of school this past December, by the way.
Yep.
And the parents went to Miller's home in January to find that Dakota didn't have their driver's license, their bank card, keys, or, quote, any other items needed for them to navigate life on their own. So this is clear corruption. This is, how can you put out a movie where the main actor of the movie, the forward-facing person that's selling the whole thing, is being sued for corrupting a child. Like, I don't know. I'm out of my mind with this. And you know what? We should probably stop talking about this before Ezra steals my phone, so I can't deliver this message.
The wild part has been I read through the article earlier, and when it first dropped, and they linked out to Dakota's Instagram, where she put out like a whole statement. That was 2-3 days ago, but since then they've followed up with a video, reiterating and trying to confirm that she is not under manipulation, that or they are not under manipulation. They are, what they wrote was through their own volition, sound mind, all that stuff. It's been weird to hear them talk about it and just look okay with the situation. But that speaks to that. It speaks to that grooming, to that manipulation at that point, assumingly that she's that they're not that they're genuine about this.
Look, we went through this with Michael Jackson and all the allegations that Michael Jackson endured.
Yep.
But when you're talking about a person who just recently was accused of going to Hawaii and terrorizing random people at a bar, to then find out that this person is accused of trying to sleep in a bed with a minor, give them a variety of drugs, like this is Ezra's got to go.
Yeah, and also the. Oh, sorry, Sean. I thought you were thought there.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the response video saying, "Guys, I'm fine," is like sign number one that you're not. Like, it's like pure cult stuff. Like, I feel like Ezra and Jared Leto would be great friends. Honestly, like those two probably have a lot of the same similarities there.
So I listened to a little bit beforehand, and they mentioned that they don't have a phone, but it's out of their own volition.
Sure.
They clarify a few points about things that they don't have access to, but it's on purpose. That shit's brainwashing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're keeping the mood light, but this is now a person who's potentially their life is at risk. And if this is all true, that's a life that's altered beyond, immediate repair. Like that, it'll take time to undo what's been done here, and that's horrible. Where's Superman when you need one? Not in a WB movie.
Yeah, Flash fucked up another timeline again. Jeez.
Awful. Oh boy. Speaking of DC movies, we can't trust the Flash. We don't know whether that's going to come out or what the future holds for that. But the first movie to be officially in the works that we know about in the WB Discovery era is a Joker sequel. So we go from a person accused of kidnapping and grooming a minor to Joker. And somehow, Joker's less problematic.
Yep.
Never heard this about Joaquin Phoenix. The weirdest thing he did was go on David Letterman and act the fool.
Yeah.
That was just method acting at that point. I'm a big Joaquin fan,
that we know of.
Sure.
That we know of. And also, of course, we do, all New Yorkers hold a grudge against Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker film for making idiots go to that freaking steps and do that dance and stuff.
Oh, yeah. The Bronx or whatever.
Annoying. Yeah. So earlier this week, Tuesday to be exact, a picture was posted of Joaquin Phoenix reading a script for Joker. It's titled Joker, folie à deux, which means psychosis of two, shared psychosis, something like that. Fallout Boy, of course, has an album that's titled that, and they put out a funny little tweet. It said, folie à deux, the musical, coming soon.
Nice.
So, obviously, there are a lot of people who don't like the Joker movie. That was a huge discussion on our Discord server about whether this movie has the right to exist and all that kind of stuff. We'll get into that. It's worth pointing out that Joker made $1 billion.
Whoa, that's right.
It's the highest grossing R-rated film ever. Which is incredible. And guess how much it costs to make?
$12.
$120 million.
3 Metro cards.
God, that's a fortune.
Yeah.
All right, real guesses. Marco said 120.
I don't know. I have no scale for this.
Throw something
I'm bad
out
at this.
there. Who the fuck cares?
I don't know.
$250.
Okay.
$1. When Price is Right rules.
All right, Tyler doesn't want to play. 70 million.
Oh shit! I lost.
Oh, all right, over.
70 million.
Damn,
So,
that's it?
Yep.
Wow.
I wouldn't
holy
even-
crap.
That's at least $12.
in movie money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So absolutely stunning takeaway. There's no way you don't make a sequel of that, or at least try. And of course, you know, Todd Phillips made 70 million off the film. I'm not sure what Joaquin Phoenix made, but I'm sure it was a nice payday, and I'm sure he doesn't come back for less than, you know, a very nice
Half
you
a
know,
billion.
chunk of
I
change.
mean, he also got an Academy Award out of it too, right? Didn't he? Did he win for it?
Did he get
I'm not
the-
sure if he did. The music did. That I know. The soundtrack, which was phenomenal. So okay, so he did win Best Actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
wow.
it's the
He did
only
win
role
Best-
to
yeah.
be won by 2 different actors. Yeah, I believe so.
Best actor, best picture, best director.
For the same character?
For the same character, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Heath Ledger
fascinating.
won. Yeah.
Wow. That's fascinating. So, right. In our main topic, we're talking about this film. You know, should it exist? How do we feel about, you know, Joker getting a sequel? I was on record as being very comfortable with the fact that it existed, but not necessarily wanting a sequel. Now that it's officially announced, how do we feel?
I think there's a novelty to it that we lose by getting the sequel, and I think that's my biggest concern at the moment. I absolutely thought it should exist. I had a great time with it. I think when we had gone to go see it, I was on the fence coming out of the theater, but it took me a second to like really warm up to it and like it. But now with this announcement, I hope it doesn't cheapen or go in a direction that moves away from what Todd Phillips was trying to do in the first movie, where it's more of this like a psychological exploration, and it's trying to talk about, you know, the mental health of this character and of this person, and how going through a faulty system will lead you to some will lead you somewhere down a dark path. And I think now that he's already there, I worry about what to do next. Are we going to get into the introduction of, you know, he's going to poison the water system, right? Because I feel like that's a step too far at that point for
Smiling
what the
fish.
movie was.
Well, I mean, the film is literally called Shared Psychosis,
Sure.
right? Like, that's probably not too far off.
But if it gets into that realm, I feel like it loses what Todd was trying to do in this first movie.
I don't know about that, to be honest. So I actually rewatched this movie like a week or two ago, which for my mental state, maybe not the best choice.
Probably shouldn't do that. No, you should
Um,
probably stick to that Chip and Dale movie or whatever.
I watched Rescue Rangers and then I watched Joker. It was great.
Oh my
Oh,
Um,
God.
It was like Rescue Rangers Friday, and then I had a Joker moment on Saturday, so I figured I'd lean into it. Maybe Kefis, or if you guys listened to the Long Box way back when, I was on the record saying this movie should not exist, and it was irresponsible for it to come out. Then the movie came out. I fucking love it. Because I've had experiences where I remember Matt and I were on the subway, and some lady accosted Matt and saying her friend was the Joker, and she was pointing to a news magazine of that guy who shot up, the movie theater.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So in my mind, the Joker could be, was becoming an idea in certain ways, that could be a little dangerous. I mean, even the internet makes a meme of oh, that's a Joker moment, the moment that makes somebody break. But I think they handled the movie pretty well. I think a sequel could work. And also, I'm a fucking movie nerd. So, a Joker movie that feels like Midnight Cowboy or, Taxi Driver, fucking here for it. That particular time of New York City is a very specific thing that I enjoy seeing in film. And Joaquin Phoenix is one of the best actors of the modern day. I think the idea of a shared psychosis, I think people are skewing that as oh, Harley Quinn's going to show up and they're going to share it. No, that's not what it's going to be. The shared psychosis is at the end of Joker, he has followers now. And what happens when the guy who has been a loner this entire time is now a leader?
Right.
And I think that's the story. The shared psychosis is the city, not Harley.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a love interest somewhere, but I don't think that's what this movie needs. It's about a broken person, really. And I trust the fact that they're the people who did the first one are on the second one. I trust it will at least be good.
Yeah, listen, the thing with this film franchise is that Todd Phillips saw an Ant-Man poster and saw how much it made and said, I got to make a better movie than that. Come on, that's fucking Ant-Man. And Ant-Man has a sequel.
Did he really do that?
Ant-Man is about to have 2 sequels. So, I mean, we're probably going to get a third one.
Oh, Menage a Trois. Keeping with the French theme.
Good.
Yeah, what if it's this is an homage to French New Wave or
Yes.
Truffaut or something like that?
I would fuck with that.
Dude. The French New Wave is my favorite era of Breathless, one of my favorite movies of all time. So if he wants to be homaging that era of film now and kind of skewing almost back in time a little more, which honestly French New Wave and Joker would work as a theme, especially if you do Breathless where Harley Quinn is the female character in Breathless, and it could work. But yeah,
I didn't see this movie.
Really?
I don't like the Joker. I'm sick of him.
It's not
Sick of him for
though.
years.
Yeah, it really isn't.
I don't give a shit.
What if it was?
It's
What if
set
he
in
told you it
Gotham
was a guy
City.
who was?
The guy is a clown. He's a green-haired clown that smiles all the time. The main character laughs. I'm out. I'm fucking out. I don't want to see the Joker. I'm done.
Francis
So a second
McDormand's
one's
in it?
coming. Guess what? Not gonna see that.
Community event right there. We're making.
You want me to watch Joker again? Do
Down.
you want me to go insane, Marco?
I don't hold Todd Phillips responsible for, the audience's reaction. Because the dude wanted to make a film. He wanted to make a film
Yep.
that had something to say, and if the audience, I find it hard to place responsibility on the filmmaker for the way the audience takes it. In as far as to say, if he has a message and that's misinterpreted, then it's a bad film. I'm not saying that's what this is, just that, communication is a two-way experience.
Sorry,
And I don't think that's what this is.
Well, I mean, look, there are so many examples in human history of people taking something that's meant to be one thing and interpreting it another way.
Yeah.
You know, you look at how people have interpreted the Bible in 50 million different ways, used it to justify, countless atrocities and things like that. Do we ban the Bible? No. Um, you know, but of course we don't apply that same logic to everything else. People say video games are corrupting children. We've been fighting this battle since the 90s. They tried to ban video games. They almost banned R-rated video games. That was a crusade, and we still fight that battle. That still comes up, whenever there's a crime. GTA, they blamed GTA for things. They blamed wrestling for a kid who killed his sister or whatever, doing a wrestling move on her. How someone takes something is not your fault. If you had the best of intentions, which in the creative space, the best of intention is to tell a story.
Yep.
There's no other need. You don't have to justify your story in any way at all. No way at all. And however someone takes that is on them. That's it. At the end of the day, the Aurora killing, where people said, "Oh, it's a Dark Knight," the Dark Knight Rises murder or whatever in Aurora, Colorado. Did that dude do that because of the Joker? That's what they try to say, but of course he didn't do that. He did that because he had a problem. And whatever triggered him to go out and commit those murders, let's say he saw the Dark Knight and he said, "You know what, I'm going to go out and kill." Could have been something else. Could have been watching Matlock. He could have been, he could have been watching Avengers. It doesn't matter. He could have been upset about, I don't know, anything.
That's a cut, man.
Dude, I don't know. It was the first thing that came to mind. These things happen, and they're unfortunate and they're terrible, but you can't blame the art for people going out and doing violence. It's not the same thing as sitting at home and watching, Alex Jones, and then your mind gets warped because Alex Jones is talking about real shit that really happens.
He's talking about turning the frogs gay.
Hold the phone. He's talking about real shit, but he's twisting it and warping it with a purpose. He has an agenda. If someone falls for that, it's because he's good at what he does. It's not the same thing.
Frogs aren't gay?
I believe they can be. Yeah. But I think that's, and not to get in the political side of things, but that is something that argument is happening on the GOP side. It's things are making people crazy. That's rather than actually controlling the actual thing, which is gun control. But we don't need to get into that. But I agree with you. It's you can't ban the art because somebody viewed it wrong. And Sylv Stevenson makes a good point. The Joker did good. It was a sad, pathetic fall and wasn't painted as cool or good. Yeah, he's a loser in this movie.
Right.
That's the whole story. It's not glorifying it. I think that's what my worry was. They would glorify it and people would want to be it. You can say animated series Joker might be glorified in a way, because he's a crime lord. He's great, but it's not what we got.
He thinks crime is funny.
And again, even if it is glorifying it, so what? Darth Vader's the coolest villain ever. He literally murders people all the time. Arnold Schwarzenegger's the greatest action star of all time. He kills about 57 people in every single movie that he's in. And he's the hero. That's glorification.
They're gonna say
how many people have picked up a gun and gone out to kill people because they saw Terminator?
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? For some reason, people pick and choose. They pick and choose. Literally, almost every action movie includes the hero of the movie using a gun to kill somebody. Almost all of them. And no one talks about it. That's glorification. I don't get it.
I think maybe for this movie, it exists because it happened actually once already.
It being what?
The shooter mentioned the Joker being his inspiration for the Aurora thing. He had his hair dyed.
I'm pretty sure that's not true.
I think he was just dressed as the Joker.
Yeah, but I
pretty
guess
sure-
maybe the media, they were calling him like the Joker and stuff. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
I think
the
there's
media-
baggage attached to the character. I think was the issue with this particular one.
The media ran with it. But again, people always do this. The moralization comes out. Doesn't matter what it is. The moralization comes out, and then people rally around the idea that something is bad because they decided this. And when it comes to, Joker in particular, I think it has as much a right to exist as anything else. As far as a sequel, I don't think it's irresponsible to make a sequel. I just wish DC would do other shit.
Yeah.
When the WB merger first started happening, wasn't like the rumor that like, oh, they like Joker a lot. They wanted to see more stuff like that. So
Well, we talked about it last week that they actually went to Todd Phillips or want to go to Todd Phillips and have him be the guy, the Feige guy.
do you know Todd Phillips' writing credits? I just looked at it. It kind of blew my mind.
Hangover.
Hangover.
It's the
Hangover,
Hangover
right, yeah.
franchise. It's Road Trip. It's Borat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? It was bonkers to me that this is the guy that then did Joker. But I guess you get comedy background. You could do serious stuff afterwards. But
Listen,
Right.
guy's got a career of clowns. Why not
that's true. That's true.
why not
Well
anyone?
done. Well
I was
done.
gonna say Zach Galifianakis is Joker, but that already happened. It's very good too.
Catherine says, I could dress up like anyone, and if I'm fucked up enough to do this, I do it dressed as Captain America. Dennis telling his story that. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be really, that'd be fucking fucked up though.
I mean, it would be pretty apt.
Yeah. Well, you had to use drones.
Not even.
I just think people have to get comfortable with things that they don't like existing. And a lot of people now will tell you that something is morally bad because they don't like it, or that it is actually bad because they don't like it. Like, you could not like the Joker for any number of reasons. That doesn't make it a bad movie. It's okay for something to not be for you and for the conversation to end there, because it's all subjective, right? If you think the Joker's terrible, that's cool. It's fine for you to think that. I like it. I think it's great, and it has value to me. No one person gets to determine what has the right to exist. It just doesn't work like that. And if something's not for you, don't consume it. It's like abortion or anything else. You determine what you do, and that's all you get to determine in life. That's it. Get comfortable with that. We live in an interesting world, and the Joker's going to show us that. That's what
you had a
can count
chance
on.
there,
The Joker-
Sean. You could have said we live in a society. Like,
No,
yeah, I
it's
thought you
right
were
there.
going there. I thought you were going.
That that's not my thing. That's your thing.
And here's the real thing we can all take away.
All right.
It's not Morbin time anymore.
No, it's Joker time.
That's right.
There we go.
Much to
So-
Jared Leto's confusion.
Do you guys feel like this movie needs like a direct antagonist?
No.
Who
No.
could that be? No,
No.
The Joker's his
Can't
own
be that.
antagonist.
that's funny.
Oh,
Like,
Syl mentioned this about I think introducing Batman again, because let's say this is down the line, like either directly after or maybe even a few years after. I would not want Batman to be reintroduced or introduced as a character here, as somebody facing off against Joker.
I would say there's almost no chance that Batman appears in this movie.
Even like
it
a
would
Bruce
need-
Wayne.
They
Bruce
alluded to
Wayne-
at the end of the movie.
Sure, they already did that, but
Yeah.
because he's a little kid when whenever the movie takes place, so it would need to be, I would say, at least a decade later for Batman to be a factor, and I don't think that DC would sign off on Batman in a Joker movie.
So says society is the villain.
I don't think Todd Phillips would want to do that either.
Me neither.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the vibe.
I could
So-
see like a Jim Gordon maybe being some form of an antagonist. It worked for a comic that I don't read.
Okay.
Shared psychosis. Shared psychosis.
It could be like the story.
Bringing,
Yeah.
bringing Jim Gordon down to his level or attempting to. They could play that
Yep.
card.
That would be real good. That's what is it? Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to
I
be
would
careful.
argue-
You can't do
Oh.
you can't do the Barbara Gordon stuff.
Uh-oh.
No.
You can't do that. But
Wait, why not?
I mean, you can. You
I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying why couldn't you do it?
I feel like one involved would rather that the Killing Joke existed as a thing from the past.
Okay.
Maybe you could do a variation on that, but I don't think you could do one for one what happens in that comic book.
Sure.
I want to now reveal which one of us was correct about Joker 2 being announced this year. And now, to be fair, Tyler joined the show after our predictions episode. It's the last episode of the year. So I don't have his prediction. I know you made it, but I didn't check that. So I only have from Marco, myself, and Kale.
I'll check
and
while you're doing it.
Pete, who was on the show at the time. The only one of us who was correct. The only one of us who said that a Joker 2 would be announced this year is Kale.
What? What?
Yep. It's Kale.
Whoa!
And you want to know what
Let's
screwed
go.
up? You want to know what sucks?
Incredible.
I convinced you to do it.
Yeah, I do
Really?
remember. I knew there was some point this year where you were like, "Fuck it, you could be the only one," and I went, "Yeah, I could be the only one."
And here we are, 6 months
Fuck
later,
yeah.
and you're the only one.
Damn it.
That's pretty funny.
You got a point. You're ahead.
Good shit.
It's
Kale.
Morbid time again, boys.
I want to.
Let's go.
Let me. I'm gonna find the one. I was on the next episode, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Damn, good shit, Kale. Even for
Wow.
the meme.
Can't believe it. What a champion.
All right.
I was convinced that I did it because I feel like we made the joke at New York Comic Con where there was the big banner. It's like, oh, can't wait for Joker 2 or whatever.
I think you were the first person to say no, actually.
Did I? Oh, man.
I think so.
Get it together, Pass Marco, dude.
Incredible.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent
I should have said yes. I screwed up. But hey, at the end of the year, we'll find out if that one additional point, because you're the only one who got a point off that, will be enough to catapult you to your first victory.
There it is.
My first solo victory.
Your first solo victory, yes.
It won't be.
Tyler, are you having any luck there?
I found it. I'm just trying to find the actual point. We didn't do time cards at that point, so
Yep.
I'm getting to it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move us along.
Keep
you
going,
can
keep
give
going.
us the
I'll have it in
answer
the
in
background,
your plugs. So, what do you guys think? Should Joker exist? Is it okay for it to exist? Are you excited about a sequel? You know, and again, like I think it's all subjective at the end of the day. Whatever's personally okay for you is okay, right? I just don't think it's cool to tell other people what can exist. So if your personal feeling is that you don't want to see Joker because you're not comfortable with, what it is, hey, cool. The movie made $1 billion. So you're not hurting anybody by not going, for sure. And that's okay. We all have to make those decisions, but it's an individual choice. So if you want to share your thoughts about that with us, there are plenty of ways that you can do that. Most people leave comments on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thecomicspals. You can drop a comment on this video, like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel. Help us get to 600 subscribers. We're really trying to push past that and get over that next hurdle. So if you're not subscribed yet, that would be a great help. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, just head on over, subscribe. It's free to do. Helps us out a lot more than it costs you. Patreon.com/thecomicspals. For as little as $3 a month, you can help the Comics Pals continue to grow and show your support. You can also, now at the $3 tier, check out all of our newsletters. We just recorded a Palling Around, a new episode. That is our off show where we talk about whatever we want. It's never to this point been related to comics, I don't think. So it's all different kinds of stuff. Hearing us sort of be a little bit more intimate, I guess, about our personal lives. We talked about food on the most recent one. Food Pals. The highly requested.
Y'all asked for it, you got it.
Slice of the pizza pie.
It was a very good episode. Yeah, very good episode from what I
That was a real
remember.
good episode.
I think y'all will like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Those of you who wanted it, I think you guys will get a lot out of it. We answered a lot of listener questions there too. So again, patreon.com/thecomicspals. Also, our Uncanny Avengers book club is out now. So give that a listen. We had a lot of fun with that one. And patrons can vote on the next book club. And the next one after that, because that's how we're doing it. Join our Discord server. Come hang out with us. We love chatting with you guys. Pretty much everybody who you guys heard from that we read comments from today is on the Discord server. So great group of people that I think you will get a lot out of being involved with. I like to say that we are proud of having the best comics Discord in the biz. And if that's not true, if you don't think that's true, come find out. Let's do the plugs. Kale, you're up.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Comics Pals, episode 294. Wow. You can find me at Toto Into. That's TOTOINTOW. You can find my work at kaleward.com. That's CLEWARD.com. And that's all.
Well done.
Marco.
You can find me at Mr. Marco Enomoto on Instagram and Twitter. Come talk to me about all of the French New Wave films I'm gonna watch now. I know that you can access Criterion Channel through HBO Max, and they have some selection there. Yeah. So I'm gonna start listing out a few, and maybe I'll write something about it. We'll see.
I believe it's TCM. I don't know if it's Criterion, but there's overlap. I think Criterion's its own streaming service, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
Gotta watch some Godard and Truffaut.
Jean-Luc Godard.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Tyler.
Shit, I think you might be seeing me watch some French New Wave again. It's like the one thing I like, that and like Kurosawa movies. Like when I went to film school, were like my jam. And then all the Tarantino, I would have been that guy who had like a Pulp Fiction poster in college. But yeah, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram at the Tyler Olson on those two platforms. Talk to me about anything, any way of organizing a bookshelf that might help. Yeah.
Did you find out whether you voted yes?
It's in there somewhere, but I'll get to it next week. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. As for me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram only at Sean Soapbox. I have to go and yell at somebody who works for Spectrum. I'm not actually going to yell at the customer service people.
Okay?
Barbecue Becky on the phone.
Whoa, wait a second. First of all, when you said barbecue, is that because of my skin color? Are you trying to say I'm darker because of my skin? Barbecue, yes. Is that what you're going for? All right.
Is that the answer you wanted from me?
-1 for racism.
Man, is that against my yearly predictions? Is that where the minus comes from?
Yeah.
Shit, that thing doesn't even matter.
I kind of want that to apply now. That'd be fucking hilarious.
You lose racism points.
Yeah, you would lose 1 point for racism. Sorry.
My social credits are going down.
Well, in any event, tune in next week for Tyler and I's birthday episode. I'm sure it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to see what we do. Send us your ideas if you have any. We're down to do anything. We're down to clown, like the Joker. Until next time, we're the Comics Pals signing off. Take care, guys.
See you next week.